Welcome to the lower bracket finals of Salami's arena tournament here. Here we have MarineLord and Beasty facing off against VortiX and LucifroN. This is only going to be a best of one, so the first to 5 points in this match is going to move on to the next round. The other team will be eliminated. We have Beasty with the English and MarineLord playing as the Abbasids. Other side, VortiX and LucifroN will be playing with the HRE and the Malians. And it looks like we are going to have units popped out for both teams over here for the first round. Men-at-Arms and Javelin Throwers as a response to Spearmen and Archers. Should be a composition that's very dominant for VortiX and LucifroN. Here comes the battle. And that indeed, this should be no challenge over here for VortiX and LucifroN to deal with. There's nothing on the other side that deals with Men-at-Arms. Nothing that really deals with the Javelin Throwers either. So indeed, this is just going to be a quick cleanup, and it is going to be VortiX and LucifroN who move on to a 1-0 lead. MarineLord and Beasty rushing Castle Age, as they frequently do in these matches. Same thing for VortiX and LucifroN. So we could see both of these teams just going for the techs in this round, kind of skipping it. MarineLord and Beasty yet to queue anything. They still have 25 seconds to make up their mind. And you see, VortiX and Lucy, they want to go heavy on the techs. Specifically, I think that's the Sofa upgrade that we're taking a look at. Actually, I'm wrong. It's the Musafari Warriors, something that we've seen becoming very popular with Malians in this game mode. But they still add some units, and I appreciate that. Even if you go for the full techs, if your opponent does the same, and you have like 2 units out there and they have none, you actually win the round. Beasty and MarineLord opted to go for some army over here, so this is just going to be a quick cleanup. But at the end of the day, VortiX and LucifroN had no desire to win this round. They just wanted their techs, and with that, the scoreline is now dead even. But VortiX and LucifroN will have some level of tech advantage. And now, it remains to be seen if Beasty and MarineLord will forfeit a round themselves to get some much-needed techs as well. Looks like that's not going to be the case. MarineLord will be heavy on the archers. And on the other side, Beasty could play into the Men-at-Arms. Indeed, that is going to be the game plan over here. Only the first defense upgrade has been queued up. But he could actually go for the heavy armor of the English Men-at-Arms, the armor-clad. But decided not to. Actually, he is going for the longbows for now. So double archers, but long-term plan is going to be Men-at-Arms with the Men-at-Arms upgrade coming in. I think you can only queue up 1 tech per building per round. So that's why he didn't go for armor-clad. No real danger to those Men-at-Arms, but Musafari Warriors can be focused down very easily over here, and that's exactly what Beasty and MarineLord are doing. Love to see them splitting up the enemies here. They need to focus down those Musafari Warriors. They are fast, and they are quick to kill, so they can just get rid of them quickly, and then they just need to out-micro the Men-at-Arms. It's going to be a challenge to do that, because these HRE Men-at-Arms do have a lot of movement speed, but you have the numbers advantage over here for MarineLord and Beasty. And even though they do not have any natural counter to these Men-at-Arms, their raw numbers will prevail over here. If those Musafari Warriors were actually replaced with Archers, this could have been a lot more problematic for Beasty and MarineLord to deal with. But Musafari Warriors, they got focused down quickly, and the Men-at-Arms, they were just insufficient in numbers. Beasty and MarineLord will secure round number 3, and I think this is where we'll have to start thinking about what next for VortiX and LucifroN. Musafari Warriors didn't work, though they might opt to go for that for the second time, especially because Beasty might end up going Men-at-Arms in this round. Let's see. He still needs the Castle Age upgrade for these, as well as Armor-clad, and now he's going Crossbows. Beasty and MarineLord are changing things up over here, and I love that. You do not want to go for the same composition very frequently, because if you do that, your opponent will just get a hard read on you and they will secure a very easy round. On the other hand, you also have to be considerate of how you change up your compositions, because you're getting upgrades for very specific unit types, especially the veterancy upgrades are what are critical. If you start to pivot away from those units, you will be at a tech disadvantage. It's going to be Crossbow plus Ghulam facing off against Men-at-Arm and Musafari Warrior. This is a massive advantage for VortiX and LucifroN. Crossbows struggle against Musafari Warriors, so do the Ghulams, and the Men-at-Arms are just out here to tank damage. Men-at-Arms, of course, with the heavy maces also do well against the Ghulams, But it's all about those Musafari warriors being able to deal with the crossbows. Nice micro by Beasty so far, pulling back these units. Gulams will be sacrificed over here. But this could still work out for MarineLord and Beasty if Beasty can keep microing away from these troops. Musafari warriors have been rallied to deal with this. This is so much of a need. You need this mobility to catch up with the crossbows and then close the distance, deal with them. Now, VortiX is cleaning up most of these crossbows. Gulams have been dealt with as well. And you also have some imams to heal up these remaining infantry units with. It is going to be VortiX and LucifroN dealing with the forces of MarineLord and Beasty, and we are going to be tied at 2 apiece. $4,200 food available for both teams here. Minewerk Palace is available for HRE, and that's something that is decivilization bonus, but it looks like LucifroN will just rush Imperial Age over here. He's gonna be up to Imp, and I would not be shocked if they just gave up this round to get some techs in. VortiX also opted to go for Imperial. He actually is going for a single Musafari warrior in case MarineLord and Beasty also just go for techs and they have no units out there. They're both grabbing elite army tactics, by the way, which is interesting. Makes me think that they will continue with this infantry, double infantry-based composition. Musafari warriors plus HRE infantry. Should be an easy win here for Beast and MarineLord. But don't forget, VortiX and LucifroN will have Imperial Age. I'm not a gigantic fan of this, though. You see, they forfeit 1 round, but they basically had no rounds where they had a massive advantage technology-wise. They had 1 round of an advantage into grabbing elite army tactics, but I don't think that justifies losing 1 round over here when you are at a match point setting already. Or, well, not a match point, but this is a best of 1 only, first to 5 wins. So I feel like forfeiting a round just to grab elite army tactics a round sooner isn't necessarily the best of all ideas. Now, Beast and MarineLord are going heavy on the techs as well, but I think this is not going to be a full tech round for them. I might be wrong. Beast is going Wally now, and yeah, they will just do full tech, so the previous gamble for VortiX and LucifroN will pay off because they will be once again tied at 3 apiece now. But the key thing is that now technologies are even, so from this point on, this is going to come down to choice of units, and it's going to come down to micro. MarineLord will opt to go for the hand cannoneers. We've seen that in the previous series they've played against Puppy and Wham. And one of the issues that you can have over here is that these units are very fragile, so it's easy to kill them. Now, on the other side, we also have some fragile units, the Musafari Warriors, but that's the Mangonel. That's the game changer for VortiX. That single Mangonel could secure this round. Without the Mangonel, I think Beast and MarineLord has a composition that works a lot better. With that Mangonel, it's a lot more difficult to deal with this. A single Mangonel shot on those hand cannoneers could be devastating. The King is now providing the network of Citadel's aura to everybody, by the way. There was an update mid-tournament that fixed this bug, and now it's actually a game changer. I wasn't sure about this because it wasn't like publicly announced, but now it's fixed, and you see this King is doing so much. Network of Citadel's working wonders, but once again, Men-at-Arms just flooding this in the Mangonel forces the longbows all the way into the corner. Mangonel has been dealt with by this one King over here. There is a Camel as well to debuff that one King, but the infantry is just overwhelming the hand cannoneers. This is what I was referring to, this flood of infantry. Once they close the distance, they can deal with these units very quickly. Longbows are fragile, hand cannoneers are fragile, and even though they do a lot of damage, especially the hand cannoneers do, the men-at-arms just overwhelm them, and with that, VortiX and LucifroN secure the previous round. Or, yeah, the previous round, basically. Anyway, just wanted to touch on the King thing. This was the intended behavior, but then there was an update to the mod which broke the King. So the King only buffed units in a 1-tile radius. That was bad. Now, the King is there. That's the civilization buff that the English get. In comparison, HRE get the civilization bonus of the Minewerk Palace being available. French get the bonus of the melee attacks being free. But that King being available and buffing your units and the allies' troops as well is actually a huge factor. And it's something that Beasty has been playing around in the previous rounds as well. No King this time around. He's going to play heavy into the Rebaldo Queens, though. It's Springolds. or well, actually Culverins, a single Culverin to deal with the enemy Mangonels and Springolds, and now just the Rebaldo Queens. You gotta be very cautious with them though. They're easy to kill once the Men-at-Arms close distance, but that's a lot of Rebaldo Queens actually, and up close they do a lot of damage. Don't sleep on these guys. As long as these Spearmen are alive and shield those Rebaldo Queens, they are a threat. But I feel like the Men-at-Arms are just overwhelming this, and this is match point, by the way, for VortiX and LucifroN. Beasty and MarineLord, they have to secure this off the back of those Rebaldo Queens, but they are successful doing this. The Spearmen have been holding their ground, and the Rebaldo Queens from Beasty will just clean this up. This was a gamble. We've seen Rebaldo Queens just fail very badly in previous rounds. This one was a success from Beasty and MarineLord, and it looks like this final round will decide who moves on to the next round. Beasty once again will go for the Rebaldo Queens. MarineLord probably Spearmen to guard them. Question is, are we going to see a single piece of anti-siege from VortiX and Lucy? A single Culverin or even a single Springald will make this composition so much worse for Beasty, and Beasty realized that. He says, oh shoot, if they go for just 1 or 2 Culverins, I'm done. They will have Culverins coming in for MarineLord, they will have Springolds as well, and there will be 2 Culverins on the other side. Ah, this is so dicey. I feel like I like this more for VortiX and LucifroN. I feel like they will sacrifice their own Culverins to deal with the Rebaldo Queens, and once the Rebaldo Queen are gone, it's gonna be too late. Nice shot over there. Springold goes down, but Culverin will be traded off in exchange. Dance back and forth over here. Nice angle found by Beasty and MarineLord to snap the other Culverin. Now no anti-siege remains for VortiX and LucifroN. Looks like the Imams haven't been sent in. Some Musafati warriors are chilling at the back as well. They aren't able to find good angles on these Rebaldo Queens so far. First one goes down. Second one is under attack as well, but the infantry flood just seems too big. And I think this time around, the mass infantry from VortiX and LucifroN will win out. Musafati warriors and Men-at-Arms doing so much over here, but the Rebaldo Queens are still alive, and these units, these guys might be what are missing from this battle. Oh man, I wonder if these guys could have made the difference, but once again, Beasty and MarineLord pulling off a masterclass defending those siege weapons, and for the second consecutive round, Beasty, off the back of those Culverins, or Rebaldo Queens, beg your pardon, they are securing these rounds. I was a doubter. As a doubter, especially for this round for the Rebaldo Queen. And you really wonder how this round would have shaped out if those extra Musafati warriors or even the Imams would have been there. I don't think it would have been enough, but you never want to even ask this question in situations like this. Lovely use of the Spearman from MarineLord, by the way. You really have to credit him for protecting Beasty's Rebaldo Queen. And also for Beasty to be able to just confine those Rebaldo Queen into that very tight area. Make sure that they are never really able to get an angle on those Rebaldo Queens. He kept them alive for so long. Actually, they kept them alive. Both Beast and MarineLord needs to be credited for that. And I feel like this is a tricky battle. Maybe if VortiX and LucifroN just play a little bit more defensively, make those Culverins, or Rebaldo Queens actually, make those Rebaldo Queens move out, this could have been different. Maybe if they spread out their infantry a little more, this could have been different. But Beasty and MarineLord, off the back of 2 consecutive rounds won by Rebaldo Queen, they will move on to the next round in the lower bracket, and VortiX and LucifroN will be eliminated out of the tournament. Hopefully, you've enjoyed this video. If you did, I appreciate if you press the like button, if you subscribe to the channel. Those metrics help me a lot gain more opportunities, and I will see you in the next video. Hopefully, you've enjoyed.